The massive crystal dome of the Galactic Council chambers sparkled under the light of three suns. Inside, thousands of alien representatives sat in curved rows that rose like steps toward the ceiling. The air hummed with translation devices and quiet conversations, but all fell silent as Earth's ambassador James Thompson stood to speak. He was a tall man with gray hair and steady eyes, wearing a simple black suit that looked primitive compared to the elaborate robes and biomechanical outfits of the other species. As he walked to the center platform, several council members didn't even bother to hide their sneers. "Honorable representatives," Thompson began, his voice clear and strong. "Earth requests access to the advanced terraforming technologies as agreed upon in our membership treaty." He paused, looking around the chamber. "We have fulfilled all requirements and—" Silence. The High Speaker of the Stellar Empire, a tall being with crystalline skin, rose from his elevated position. "We have watched your species, humans. You claim to be peaceful, yet your history is drenched in blood. You speak of progress, yet you barely manage to achieve basic spaceflight." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. The High Speaker continued, his voice dripping with contempt. "The Council has reached a decision. Earth is to be placed under protective supervision. For your own good, of course." Thompson's face remained perfectly calm, but his knuckles turned white as he gripped the podium. "Protective supervision? You mean colonization. Call it what you wish." The High Speaker waved a crystalline hand dismissively. "The Stellar Empire will oversee Earth's development. All your space vessels will be grounded. Your military will be disbanded. Your technology will be monitored. This is for the greater good of the galaxy." More voices joined in, each representative eager to show their support for the Empire. "Humans are too aggressive. They'll bring war to the stars. Better to contain them now." Thompson looked around the chamber, memorizing each face that spoke against Earth. His silence made several representatives shift uncomfortably in their seats. Finally, he spoke again, his voice quiet but carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. "I remind the Council that Earth joined this body in good faith. We opened our borders. We shared our culture. We followed every rule." His eyes locked with the High Speaker's crystalline ones. "And this is your response? To treat us like children? To colonize us? Watch your tone, human," the High Speaker warned. "The Council's decision is final. A peacekeeping fleet is already preparing to ensure Earth's compliance." Thompson straightened his tie, a small smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "I see. Then Earth has only one response." He turned and began walking toward the exit. "You haven't been dismissed, human," the High Speaker shouted. "Return to the platform." Thompson stopped at the chamber doors. Without turning around, he spoke one last time. "For 3 years, we've endured your mockery, your condescension, your thinly veiled threats." Now he did turn, and something in his expression made even the High Speaker take a step back. "You mistake our patience for weakness, our diplomacy for fear, our restraint for inability." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "That mistake will cost you dearly." As the doors closed behind him, Thompson pulled out a simple communication device. He pressed one button and spoke 5 words. They did exactly as expected. Back in the chamber, the Council erupted into angry discussions. None of them noticed the small drone in the corner of the room, transmitting everything to Earth Command. None of them knew that in underground bases across Earth, massive hangar doors were opening. None of them realized that the primitive species they had just condemned had spent the last 3 years preparing for exactly this moment. The High Speaker called for order, his crystalline form gleaming as he declared, "The humans' outburst proves our point. Prepare the peacekeeping fleet. We will show them the consequences of defying the Council." In Earth's orbit, Ambassador Thompson's ship prepared to jump to light speed. As the stars began to blur around him, he opened a secure channel to Earth Command. Operation Trojan Horse is now in effect. The Council took the bait. They'll never know what hit them. The real war was about to begin, and humans were done playing nice. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Mark Anderson stood in front of a massive wall of screens. Each one showed different military bases activating across Earth. His weathered face reflected the blue glow of the displays as a smile spread across his lips. "They fell for it," he said to the room of officers behind him. 3 years of playing weak. 3 years of hiding our true strength. And they did exactly what we predicted. The central screen showed a live feed of the Council's peacekeeping fleet preparing to depart. The aliens' overconfidence was clear in how few ships they were sending. They expected no resistance. "Begin Phase 2, Anderson ordered. Across the planet, hidden doors opened in the sides of mountains. Pools of water parted to reveal launching bays. Desert sands shifted as massive facilities rose from beneath the dunes. What the Council thought was Earth's entire space fleet, a mere 100 ships, had been nothing but a cover. In the Antarctic base, Dr. Linda Roberts watched as her real projects emerged from hiding. The primitive ion engines they had shown the Council were stripped away, revealing the quantum drive systems beneath. Teams of engineers removed the fake hull plating that had hidden their true capabilities. "Status report," she called out to her team. "Stealth systems are online," one engineer replied. "The Council's sensors won't detect a thing until it's too late. Quantum shields at full power," another reported. "Their weapons won't even scratch us." Linda touched the pendant at her neck, a small piece of the first alien ship humanity had secretly captured, long before official first contact. That day had changed everything. Earth's governments had united in secret, agreeing to hide their rapid technological advancement until the right moment. In orbit, hidden behind the moon, Earth's true fleet assembled. 5,000 ships, each more advanced than anything the Council had ever seen. Their hulls were dark matter enhanced, their weapons powered by artificial singularities, technology that the Council thought was centuries away from being discovered. Admiral Bill Turner stood on the bridge of the flagship, Humanity's Pride, watching his fleet take position. The holographic displays showed every ship's status in real time, their crews ready and eager after years of secret training. "Message from Earth Command," his communications officer announced. "The Council fleet will arrive in 6 hours. They're sending only 300 ships." Turner shook his head. "Their arrogance is almost sad. Confirm all ships are running silent. Let them think they're arriving to find a helpless planet." In cities across Earth, civilians went about their daily lives, unaware of what was happening. This had been part of the plan too. Keep the public calm, maintain the illusion of normalcy. Only those with the highest clearance knew that today would change the course of human history. Back in the Mountain Command Center, General Anderson received reports from every hidden base. Each one confirmed they were ready. The weapons they had kept hidden were beyond anything the Council could imagine. While showing the aliens outdated ion cannons, they had perfected quantum torpedoes. While displaying basic shield technology, they had mastered dimensional barriers. "Sir," his aide reported, "Ambassador Thompson's ship just docked. He's on his way down." Minutes later, Thompson walked into the command center, still wearing his simple black suit. He looked around at the advanced technology that had been hidden from the Council's inspectors for years. "You should have seen their faces," Thompson said with a grim smile. "They really think we're helpless children who need their guidance." Anderson nodded. "That's what we wanted them to think. Every insult, every mockery over the past 3 years, we took it all to maintain this deception." He turned to face the room. "But now they've shown their true colors. They tried to enslave humanity, thinking we couldn't fight back. Their biggest mistake," Thompson added, "was assuming that our history of warfare made us primitive." He walked to the main display, watching the Council fleet approach. "They never considered that it made us very, very good at preparing for a fight." "All stations," Anderson commanded, his voice carrying to every hidden base and orbital ship, "prepare for Phase 3. Let's show the Council exactly what humanity can do." The next few hours would shock the galaxy. Earth was done pretending to be weak. The Council would learn why humans were known for their vicious revenge. The Council's peacekeeping fleet dropped out of hyperspace near Earth's orbit. 300 ships arranged in perfect attack formation, their weapons primed. Admiral Krell of the Stellar Empire stood proudly on his command bridge, his crystalline form reflecting the light of nearby stars. "Look at their pathetic defenses," he sneered, watching Earth's outdated satellites. "Not even a proper shield grid. Send the demand for surrender." His communications officer transmitted the message. Minutes passed with no response. "Their silence insults us," Krell declared. "Begin the show of force. Destroy their primitive satellites." The front line of Council ships fired their energy weapons, but instead of destroying the satellites, their beams passed right through them. Holograms. Krell's crystal face cracked slightly in confusion. "Scan the entire system." Before his crew could respond, space itself seemed to ripple. Thousands of quantum distortions appeared around the Council fleet. From each one emerged a sleek, dark ship of human design, completely surrounding the Council forces. "Impossible." Krell stumbled back. "Their technology is centuries away from quantum emergence." Admiral Turner's voice boomed across all Council communication channels. "This is Earth Fleet Command. You were warned. Your attempt to colonize Earth ends now." Krell regained his composure quickly. "You dare threaten the Council? Our shields are..." His words cut off as small devices materialized inside every Council ship. They had bypassed the shields completely. "Quantum teleporters," Turner explained calmly. "While you watched our primitive rockets, we mastered instant matter transmission. Those devices are simply recorders. We want the Council to see everything that happens next." Krell's crew frantically reported multiple system failures. Their advanced shields flickered and died. Weapons went offline. Even their engines sputtered to a halt. "What did you do?" Krell demanded. "We learned from Earth's past wars," Turner replied. "The best weapon isn't always the biggest. Those devices emit quantum interference fields. Your technology is useless now." The human ships began to move, but instead of attacking, they split into perfect copies of themselves. Soon, the Council fleet was surrounded by what looked like 15,000 ships instead of 5,000. "Quantum mirror technology," Turner explained. "Each ship exists in multiple quantum states simultaneously. You'll never know which are real until they fire." Krell's tactical officer shouted in panic. "Sir, they're weapons. They're unlike anything in our databases." The human ships opened fire. Beams of concentrated dark matter cut through the Council ships like paper. Quantum torpedoes created localized time distortions, aging portions of ships by thousands of years in seconds. Dimensional shears simply removed sections of vessels from reality. "Stop," Krell screamed. "We surrender." "Transmission sent to the Council chambers," a human officer reported to Turner. "They're watching everything." Turner nodded. "Good. Admiral Krell, your surrender is accepted. But this isn't over. Those recorders we planted, they're also quantum data transmitters. Right now, they're sending proof of every crime the Council has committed against developing species, every genocide, every forced colonization, all of it being broadcast across the galaxy." Krell's crystalline form cracked further in fear. "You can't. The Council's authority is finished." Turner cut him off. "Earth didn't develop this technology just for revenge. We built it to free every species you've oppressed. Those quantum teleporters, they're appearing in every Council military base across the galaxy right now. Your empire is over." The human fleet's quantum mirrors collapsed, showing their true numbers. They began towing the disabled Council ships toward Earth. "Take them to the holding area," Turner ordered. "The other species will want to have words with their former oppressors." In the Mountain Command Center, General Anderson watched the battles end with satisfaction. "Phase 3 complete," he reported to the world leaders. "The Council's fleet is captured. Minimal damage to our forces, 0 casualties. Ambassador Thompson stood beside him, straightening his ever-present tie. Send word to our allies in the Council. It's time for Phase 4. The galaxy needs a new leadership, one that respects all species. The first strike was over. Earth had revealed its true power. But this was just the beginning of humanity's plan to reshape the galaxy. The council chambers erupted into chaos as the battle footage played on every screen. Representatives from hundreds of species shouted, argued, and pointed fingers. The High Speaker's crystalline form had developed countless cracks from stress as he tried to maintain order. Silence, he thundered, but his voice carried none of its usual authority. This trickery by the humans cannot be. Trickery. A new voice cut through the noise. Ambassador Thompson walked calmly into the chamber, followed by representatives from 30 different species. Would you like to see more proof of your crimes? The screens change, showing countless records, secret meetings where the council planned to suppress developing civilizations, orders for genocide against races that refused to submit, proof of stolen technology from countless worlds. Where did you get these? The High Speaker demanded, his voice shaking. Thompson smiled. From your own databases. While you thought we were showing you our primitive computer systems, we were actually mapping every council network. The quantum data transmitters we planted on your fleet just made it public. One by one, representatives began standing up. The first was from a small blue-skinned species. The human speaks truth, she declared. 300 years ago, the council did the same to my people, forced us into submission under the guise of protection. Another stood, then another. Soon, dozens of representatives were sharing similar stories. They destroyed our defense fleet. They stole our world's resources. They erased our true history. The High Speaker's guards moved to surround him. But Thompson raised his hand. I wouldn't. Look outside. The chamber's crystal dome had turned transparent, revealing Earth ships in quantum mirror formation surrounding the council station. Each ship existed in multiple states, making it impossible to count their true numbers. Representatives of the galaxy, Thompson addressed the chamber. Earth has no desire to replace one tyranny with another. We reveal these crimes for one purpose, to end the Council's corruption. He gestured to the group that had entered with him. These are leaders of species who secretly contacted us after our arrival, species who saw through the Council's lies. Together, we propose a new galactic alliance, one of equals. The High Speaker found his voice. You expect us to believe humans want peace. Your history is nothing but war. Yes, Thompson agreed, surprising everyone. We know war. We understand conflict. That's exactly why we want peace. He walked to the center of the chamber. Our wars taught us the price of hatred, the cost of oppression. We developed in isolation, fought our own battles, learned our own lessons. When we reached the stars, we hoped to find better. Instead, we found you. An empire worse than any in our history. More representatives stood, moving to join Thompson's group. The High Speaker watched helplessly as his support crumbled. The council is suspended, Thompson declared. Evidence of its crimes will be reviewed by an independent committee from neutral species. Those responsible will face justice. He turned to the High Speaker. Your fleet is disabled. Your bases are exposed. Your secrets are revealed. Earth could destroy you now. He paused, letting the words sink in. But we won't, because unlike you, we learned from our violent past. Justice, not vengeance, will guide us forward. Guards from multiple species moved to secure the council leadership. The High Speaker, his crystalline form now webbed with stress cracks, was led away in silence. In orbit, Admiral Turner watched the proceedings through quantum feeds. Phase 4 complete, he reported to Earth Command. The Council's political structure is dismantled. Minimal resistance. General Anderson's voice came through. Good. Maintain quantum mirror formation around the station. Our allies are moving to secure key council facilities across the galaxy. Back in the chamber, Thompson looked at the assembled representatives. The age of the council's tyranny is over. Tomorrow, we begin building something better. Earth extends its hand in true friendship to all species who want a future of equality and justice. The chamber filled with approving shouts. The political balance of the galaxy had shifted. Earth's revenge wasn't just about military victory. It was about reshaping the future of all species. The Stellar Empire's home system blazed with weapons fire. 10,000 Empire ships emerged from hyperspace, surrounding Earth's forces. Their massive planet killer weapon, hidden for centuries, moved into position near the fleet. You thought we would surrender so easily. The Emperor's voice boomed across all channels. His crystalline body, twice the size of normal crystal beings, glowed with barely contained rage. We ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. We will not fall to primitives. Admiral Turner stood calmly on humanity's pride's bridge, watching the Empire's fleet surround his forces. Emperor, you still don't understand. We wanted you to bring out your full force. Insolent human. The Emperor raised his crystal arm. Witness true power. Begin charging the planet killer. The massive weapon began to glow. It was built to tear planets apart at their core, capable of destroying whole worlds. The Empire had used it in secret to eliminate civilizations that resisted them. All ships, Turner ordered quietly. Execute Pattern 0. Suddenly, every human ship vanished. The Empire's fleet fired at their last known positions, but hit nothing. Sensors showed no trace of them. Cowards, the Emperor roared, running from. His words cut off as small black spheres appeared near every Empire ship. Each sphere was perfectly dark, seeming to swallow the light around it. Not running, Turner's voice replied. We just moved our ships into quantum null space. Those black spheres, controlled micro-singularities, something we developed while pretending to struggle with basic spaceflight. The Emperor's tactical officers screamed in panic. My lord, the singularities, they're growing. Impossible. The Emperor watched in horror as the black spheres expanded. No species has ever controlled black holes. Turner's voice remained calm. We studied your history, Emperor. We knew you had planet killers hidden away. So we developed something better. These aren't just black holes. They're programmed. They only attract specific atomic structures. The Empire ships began to break apart. The singularities pulled at their hulls, their weapons, their engines, but left the crews untouched. Full power to the planet killer. The Emperor commanded. Fire at Earth's coordinates. The massive weapon reached full charge. It fired, sending a beam of pure destruction toward Earth's solar system. But halfway there, a massive black sphere appeared in its path. The beam vanished into it, completely absorbed. Did you think we would leave Earth undefended? Turner asked. That singularity is big enough to swallow your entire fleet. We're just using small ones out of mercy. The Emperor's ship tried to retreat, but its engines were already gone. Around him, his mighty fleet was being dismantled piece by piece. The crews floated safely in their survival suits, watching their unstoppable weapons turn to scrap. Admiral, a human officer reported, the quantum null space fleet is in position behind their lines. Earth's ships reappeared, surrounding the Empire's forces completely. But they didn't fire. They didn't need to. Your weapons are gone, Turner stated. Your ships are destroyed. Your planet killer is useless. Stand down. For the first time in 10,000 years, the Emperor felt fear. His crystal body cracked as he realized the truth. Humans hadn't just outmaneuvered him. They had surpassed every limitation he thought possible. Take him, Turner ordered. Special forces in quantum shift suits appeared inside the Emperor's bridge, moving through solid walls like they weren't there. How? The Emperor whispered as they secured him. How did you advance so far without us knowing? Turner finally allowed himself a small smile. Because you gave us the greatest gift possible. You underestimated us. While you watched our public progress, our best minds worked in secret. Every insult, every dismissal gave us more time, more motivation. Earth's fleet began rescue operations, collecting the Empire's crew members. The controlled singularities finished their work, leaving nothing of the Empire's military might. "Send word to our allies," Turner ordered. "The Empire's fleet is neutralized. Their superweapon is destroyed. Phase 5 is complete." The battle was over. The empire that had terrorized the galaxy for 10,000 years had fallen in less than an hour. Earth's revenge was almost complete. News of the Empire's defeat spread across the galaxy like wildfire. On countless worlds, oppressed species watched recordings of the battle. They saw humanity's advanced technology. They witnessed the fall of the Emperor. Most importantly, they saw hope. In the newly established Alliance Command Center on Mars, Ambassador Thompson stood before representatives from over 300 species. The room hummed with excitement and nervous energy. "The Empire's fleet is gone," Thompson announced. "Their weapons are destroyed, but our work isn't finished." He gestured to the holographic display showing thousands of worlds. For too long, these planets suffered under the Empire's rule. Today, that changes. A tall, plant-like being stepped forward. "My people were forced to mine our world's resources for the Empire. We have forgotten even our own original technology." Thompson nodded. Earth faced a choice after learning the truth about the Empire. We could have simply taken revenge and walked away. Instead, we chose to help. He pressed a button, and the hologram changed to show Earth's quantum ships spreading across the galaxy. Every ship carries teachers, scientists, and engineers. They bring defensive technology and knowledge. More representatives spoke up, sharing their stories of oppression. Each time, Thompson showed how Earth planned to help. Quantum shields to protect their worlds. Knowledge to rebuild their civilizations. Technology to regain their independence. "But what stops Earth from becoming the new empire?" asked a cautious voice from the crowd. "A fair question," Thompson replied. "That's why we're forming the Alliance. Every species gets an equal vote. All technology is shared. No secrets, no suppression, no control." The hologram shifted again, showing the quantum defense network being installed around member worlds. These defenses aren't controlled by Earth. Each world controls its own system. We give you the tools to protect yourselves. A small, insect-like being buzzed forward. "The Empire told us we were too primitive to govern ourselves. How do we know we're ready?" Admiral Turner, who had just arrived from the battle, stepped up to answer. "Earth's history teaches us that every species can rise above their past. We fought our own wars, made our own mistakes. That's how we learned. That's how you'll learn too." Across the galaxy, Earth's ships helped former Empire worlds rebuild. Quantum technology removed pollution from atmospheres. Controlled singularities cleaned up space debris. Teaching AIs helped species rediscover their lost knowledge. In the ruins of an Empire mining world, human engineers worked alongside local species to convert the mines into gardens. On a war-torn planet, Earth's quantum healers helped repair generations of damage. Everywhere, the message was the same: cooperation, not control. Back in the command center, Thompson brought up the final part of the plan. "The Alliance needs leadership, but not rulers. We propose a rotating council. Every species gets a turn. Decisions require majority approval. Power is shared, never concentrated." The room erupted in discussion. Species that had been enemies under the Empire's rule found themselves working together, planning their shared future. "Earth offers you partnership," Thompson continued. "Not because we're superior, but because we understand the cost of war and the value of peace. We advanced in secret not just for revenge, but for this moment, to help you all rise." One by one, the representatives voted. The Alliance became real, a new force in the galaxy, built on equality and mutual defense. General Anderson watched from Earth as reports came in from across the galaxy. Empire bases transformed into schools. Weapons platforms converted to research stations. Former enemies learning to work together. Phase 6 is complete, he reported to the world leaders. The alliance is formed. Member worlds are accepting our help. The transition is peaceful. Thompson looked out at the Earth ships departing for distant worlds, carrying hope and knowledge instead of weapons. The Empire thought our history of war made us dangerous, he said quietly. They never understood that it taught us the importance of peace. Earth's revenge wasn't just the defeat of an enemy. It was the birth of something new. A galaxy where no species would ever be called primitive again. 1 year after the Empire's fall, the former council chambers looked very different. Gone were the towering thrones and imperial decorations. Instead, a simple circular platform held representatives from every alliance world. Today was the trial of the former Empire leaders. The Emperor, his crystalline form dulled and cracked, stood in the center. Around him, the former High Speaker and Council leaders awaited judgment. Behind them, quantum screens showed their trial being broadcast to every world in the galaxy. Ambassador Thompson, now serving his last day as the first Alliance chairman, stood to speak. For 10,000 years, you ruled through fear. Today, you face justice through law. The evidence was overwhelming. Quantum data recovered from Empire databases showed centuries of crimes. Genocide, slavery, destruction of whole civilizations. The Emperor didn't deny any of it. We brought order to chaos, the Emperor declared, his voice weak but still proud. Without us, the galaxy would be free. Thompson cut him off. Like it is now. He gestured to the screens showing peaceful cooperation across thousands of worlds. Look at what just 1 year of freedom has achieved. The images told the story. Former Empire worlds flourished under self-rule. Species that once fought now worked together. Earth's quantum technology, freely shared, helped everyone advance. The punishment must fit the crime, Thompson continued. But we won't follow your example of death and destruction. Instead, you will live to see everything you built replaced by something better. The sentence was read. The Empire's leaders would spend their lives helping rebuild the worlds they had destroyed. Their power was gone, but they would serve the galaxy they once ruled. As the former leaders were led away, Admiral Turner approached Thompson. Quite different from what they would have done to us, he said quietly. Thompson nodded. That's the point. We beat them, but we didn't become them. The chamber filled with representatives for the final act of Earth's plan. Turner watched as Thompson took his place for the last time. 1 year ago, Thompson began. Earth revealed its true power. We could have used it to become the new empire. Instead, we chose a harder path, helping everyone rise together. He activated the central hologram, showing the galaxy map. Thousands of points of light represented Alliance worlds, each one free and self-governing. Today, I step down as chairman. Tomorrow, a leader from another world takes this role. This is the new order we built together. Power shared, never hoarded. Knowledge spread, never hidden. The quantum screen showed celebrations across the galaxy. Former Empire worlds marked their first year of freedom. New technologies, developed through cooperation, improved lives everywhere. General Anderson, watching from Earth's new Academy of Galactic Science, smiled as former enemies graduated together as scientists and peacekeepers. The final phase is complete, he reported. The transition of power is stable. The Alliance holds strong. In orbit around Earth, the quantum defense fleet stood ready. But now it protected all Alliance worlds, controlled by a council representing every species. Earth's revenge had become something greater, a revolution of hope. Thompson took off his chairman's badge and handed it to the next leader, a being from a world the Empire had once called primitive. Earth's greatest victory wasn't defeating the Empire, he said. It was proving that power doesn't corrupt if you choose to use it wisely. The new chairperson stepped forward. And what of Earth now? Thompson smiled. We go back to what we do best: exploring, learning, and helping others do the same. Our revenge is complete, but our real work is just beginning. As he left the chamber, Thompson looked one last time at the galaxy map. The old Empire's borders were gone, replaced by a network of cooperation and mutual respect. Earth's vicious revenge hadn't just shocked the Council, it had transformed the galaxy. In the end, humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their advanced technology or hidden fleet. It was the lesson they had learned from their own violent past, that true power lies not in conquest, but in lifting others up. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly what Earth had planned all along.